All right, let's dive right in. Today we are talking about one of the most powerful creative tools on the planet, Unreal Engine 5. We're going to peel back the curtain and see how these stunning digital worlds in our favorite games and movies are actually built.
You know that feeling, right? You're playing a game or watching a movie and you're just hit by this incredible vista, this sprawling city, and you just have to stop and wonder, how in the world did they make this? How did they create something that feels so real, so alive?
Well, for a huge number of the jaw-dropping visuals you see today, the answer is Unreal Engine 5. And it's so much more than just software. It's a full-blown creation suite that lets artists and designers build their worlds and see the final results instantly in real time. It's completely changing the game. So to really get a grip on how it all works, we're going to go on what I'm calling a digital creator's journey. First, we'll check out the workshop. Then we'll learn how to actually shape our world, add realism and light, and finally, give it that little spark of life. Okay, first things first. Every creator needs a workshop, and in Unreal Engine, your screen is that workshop. So let's get familiar with the basic layout, the essential tools of the trade. Let's break it down with a simple analogy. That big window in the middle, the viewport, well, that's your window into the world you're building. Then you have the content drawer, which is basically your supply closet. It's where you store all your parts and pieces. The outliner is your inventory list. It tells you every single object that's currently in your world. And when you click on something, the details panel pops up. That's your toolbox, letting you tweak and adjust every little thing about that object. Okay, so we know our way around the shop. Now for the fun part, actually building something. Let's get our hands on some digital clay and start shaping our world, which really comes down to 3 super simple actions. These 3 are your bread and butter. You grab an object, you hit W to move it, E to rotate it, and R to scale it, make it bigger or smaller. W-E-R. Seriously, those 3 keys are how you place and adjust everything in your scene. It's so simple, but it's incredibly powerful. So we've got shapes, but they're kind of boring, just plain gray blocks. That's not very immersive, is it? The next step is to give these objects a surface, a texture, a sense of reality. This is where materials come in, and trust me, they change everything. I mean, just look at the difference here. On one side, you've got this gray blob, but then you apply a material and bam! Instantly, it becomes a textured brick wall, or a sphere of polished metal, or a piece of rough, weathered wood. Materials tell the engine how a surface should look and react to light, and that is the absolute key to realism. So how does this magic work? Well, the secret sauce is a system called physically based rendering, or PBR for short. It's a fancy way of saying that instead of just guessing what looks right, the engine uses real-world physics to simulate how light actually behaves on a surface. This means your wood floor will look right in bright sunlight and in a dimly lit room. And here's the coolest part. All that complex science really boils down to just a couple of simple controls. The 2 most important ones you need to know about are metallic and roughness. Basically, is the object made of metal or not? And is its surface shiny and reflective, or is it matte and dull? Just by playing with those 2 values, you can create almost any realistic material you can think of. We have our shapes, we've given them realistic surfaces. Now we need the most important thing of all, to actually see them, light. And in Unreal Engine 5, lighting is a whole different ballgame, thanks to a revolutionary system called lumen. It creates light that's not only gorgeous, but also completely dynamic. See, the old way of doing things was called baking light, and it was a real pain. It was slow, and worse, it was static. If you moved a chair, its pre-calculated shadow would just stay there. The whole illusion shattered. But with lumen, everything is live. Light bounces off surfaces naturally, shadows move and stretch. You can literally move the sun across the sky and watch the entire world react instantly. No waiting. It's incredible. The technical term for this is real-time global illumination. And I'm not exaggerating when I say it is an absolute game changer. It means light behaves the way it does in the real world, bouncing around, spreading color, and filling a space. For creators, this means total freedom to just create. So, our world looks amazing. It's beautifully shaped, textured, and lit. But right now, it's basically a stunning but frozen photograph. The final crucial step is to add that spark of life, interactivity. We need to make things happen. And in Unreal, that's where blueprints come in. Now, don't let the word scripting scare you. Think of it less like coding and more like connecting dots.
You use these visual nodes that represent events and actions. It's a brilliant system that lets artists and designers build really complex game logic without having to be expert programmers.
Here's a perfect, simple example of how it works. You have an event node that says, when the player presses the F key. You draw a wire from that to an action node that says, enable the character's physics. The result? The character goes limp and flops over in ragdoll mode. It's just a visual if this, then that chain that you build block by block.
And just like that, our journey is pretty much complete. Think about it. We started with absolutely nothing, just a blank digital void. We used our workshop tools to shape objects. We painted them with realistic materials. We bathed them in this incredible dynamic light with lumen. And finally, we used blueprints to breathe a little life into it all. So that's a quick look at the core of Unreal Engine 5. It takes all these incredibly complex processes and makes them more intuitive, more immediate, and more powerful than ever. And it leaves us with this one really exciting question to chew on. As tools this amazing get into the hands of more and more creative people, what kind of completely new, unimaginable worlds are we going to get to explore next?